so good. So freaking good. Oh. Okay, I just got back from another ride on the new Cannondale Moterra SL e-bike. That's right. You heard me correctly. This is an e-bike. My name's Jason. You're at MTB Yum Yum. And from time to time, I get an e-bike. I picked this bike up from Salt Cycles. Chris, the owner there, called me and said, look, I know e-bikes is not really your cup of tea, but you got to try this thing. And I've tried a number of e-bikes now. And the takeaway, just really quick, is that this Moterra SL e-bike feels more like a pedal bike, like a regular bike when you're descending and just riding it downhill, more like a regular pedal bike than any other e-bike I've ridden. And I've ridden the Yeti full power e-bike, the Rocky Mountain Power Play, the Pivot Shuttle, like the big heavy one, and also the Pivot Shuttle SL, kind of like this one, the lighter weight one. But this is an SL. The SL kind of in the e-bike world stands for like the lighter weight one, right? And it still has the big kind of powerful Shimano 85 Newton meter engine. And I think they call them engines, motor. And then the battery in here, which takes up this whole space. That's why these e-bikes are so chunky and fat, is because there's a battery in here. And that is a 601 watt-hour battery. And that's all the nerdy information about the e-bike. That is not what I'm good at. What I'm good at is telling you guys how this bike feels out on the trail. And I gotta tell you guys, I'm not like full-on converting to e-bikes, but I have had so much fun riding this thing. Okay, so normally this trail is such a pain to climb on a regular pedal bike, an analog bike, because it's so freaking steep. And look, the GoPro's not gonna show it, it just doesn't, but you can bike it, but barely. You can get so much ground covered in such short amount of time. I still wear my heart rate monitor on every ride with my computer here and track all that information. I'm still getting great rides, good fitness rides where I'm sweating and getting a workout. And so I think there's a misconception, or at least maybe I've had a misconception about e-bikes, that you just, don't get a workout. It's not the fact. You just cover more ground. I mean, I guess you could put it on full boost. And maybe I should tell you that for those of you who don't know. This Shimano motor, and I think most of them are this way, they have like an Eco, which is very little assistance. A Trail 1 is what Shimano calls it. Then a Trail 2, which, much more assistance. And then a Boost, which is like, it's like bananas. Like you are flying uphill. And that's what this has. And it's very, very cool. I picked this bike up, as I mentioned, from Salt Cycles. They are a Cannondale dealer. They're also a Yeti and a Pivot and an Ibis dealer. And I would say I rode this back-to-back this morning with my buddy Tyler, who has the Yeti e-bike. And swapping back and forth, it's glaringly obvious that this is the much more easygoing, easy to ride bike. It feels more like a regular trail bike. So this bike has a Fox Float X shock on the back. That's 150 millimeters of suspension and a 160 millimeter Fox 36 fork. And it feels like regular trail bike, trail mountain bike suspension. And the Moterra is really cool because the suspension style is kind of horse link, which is a 4-bar suspension system. Think like Specialized Stump Jumper, for example, has always had a 4-bar horse link suspension. Well, so does the Cannondale have it, but Cannondale has this really cool flex pivot in the back. And that flex pivot is what comes on my Cannondale Scalpel. It's like my favorite short travel cross-country bike. I think it's kind of like a trail bike. That's what my bike has, is that flex pivot, which is that chainstay in the back with that little carbon piece. It's the magic sauce that makes my Cannondale Scalpel ride so well, and it's the same thing on this Moterra SL. That thin little carbon flex stay there, flex pivot, kind of acts like a horse link kind of. But it makes this ride so good. I mean, just so good. It is awesome downhill. If you've never ridden an e-bike, e-bikes feel, every e-bike I've ridden so far, the bike just feels obviously heavier when you're descending, but it feels like more damp and more controlled. I'm a pretty small guy. I'm 5'8", 145 pounds. I'm on their size medium. I almost always ride a size medium. But I think because I'm such a lightweight person, I think sometimes bikes, especially longer travel trail bikes, can feel a little chattery under me. I think the extra weight, this is like a 44-pound e-bike. So I think the extra weight of this bike makes the suspension feel really damp. And it's a very cool feeling. It's not like a full-on motorcycle, obviously, but it's really cool and it's really fun to descend on. Oh, this is the part where these guys drop me. This is steep and sketchy. Oh my word. Oh my word. That is so steep. Oh, jeez. Yes. Oh, jeez. This bike has a steep 77-degree seat tube angle, which is pretty nice. You feel like you're right up over the bike, over the pedals, and a very slack 63.7 degree head tube angle in the steep position. So there is a setting here, a cup that you can swap around in the front of this bike. So this bike ships with a 62.5 degree head tube angle. Stupid. That's how I rode it the first 2 times. I went back up to Chris at Salt Cycles and I said, dude, that's really slack. So we put the other cup in there, headset cup, and moved it back to 63.7. You know, it's still very slack, but it's much more manageable. You really feel that slack head tube angle on the climbs because you got this motor in here, so you're like powering up these climbs. And so sometimes the front end would lift a little bit on tight turns on the climbs and stuff. Putting it in the 63.7 degree head tube angle, it immediately felt better. It's got a pretty short reach for a size medium, 445 millimeters. Geometry on this bike, fit on this bike for a 5'8" person on a medium, perfect, perfect numbers. I wish all my trail bikes could kind of fit the way this bike does. So the fit is very good. You throw this thing in boost and you can go get done in 48 minutes. My normal ride that would take me an hour and 35 minutes, I get done in 48 minutes. It's bananas. This bike is like $8,700 and it's well equipped with XO1 transmission drivetrain from SRAM, code brakes, factory suspension. You kind of see aluminum wheels, but the price point just right below the other bike is $7,000. That's the one I think if I was going to buy one, I'd probably end up buying. It still has very good suspension on it, has Shimano drivetrain, which I kind of prefer, but it's $7,000. And compared to other brands' e-bikes, this seems like a more affordable, very good deal. And this is kind of an in-betweener bike. So the Pivot Shuttle SL that I had ridden a year ago is the lighter weight version like this. The kind of sub 45-pound e-bikes is the SL, I think. Again, I'm not the e-bike review guy. I'm just kind of giving you what I know here. But this has a bigger engine. It has the 85 Newton meter Shimano engine, has a bigger engine than the one that came in the Pivot, and you feel it, but also has a longer lasting battery, is my understanding. So this has got like almost basically full power battery and motor with a lighter weight bike. I have not been super enthusiastic about e-bikes, partially because I prefer to go out and pedal a regular bike, but also just because they feel so different. They feel so heavy and like cumbersome and just not agile and nimble and sporty. That's what I like about a bike, you know? This is the first one I've ridden that really, really feels like a real mountain bike. I don't know what it is. Maybe they figured out a way to put all the weight a lot lower, and so it doesn't feel as much of a pendulum up here. I really don't know. All I can tell you is of the e-bikes I've ridden, this feels the most like a regular trail bike. 160 mil fork, 150 in the rear. Dude, I rode the stupidest trails in the last week on this. Like crazy, steep downhill, very sketchy, gnarly trails. The bike handles it just fine. And that extra damp feeling of the heavyweight e-bike is really cool. Makes you feel even more confident. So I don't know necessarily how it's going to compare to every other e-bike out there. I don't know if the Shimano battery is the best battery. It's been great for me. It's very powerful. You can go ride for 2.5 hours, no problem. You don't run out of battery. It has like a little thing here that tells you how much battery you have left and all that stuff. Anyway, if an e-bike's in your future, you absolutely have to consider this bike. It's more fun than any other e-bike I've ridden. Call Chris at Salt Cycles. Like I said, they have Ibis, Yeti, Cannondale, obviously, and Pivot. And they sell a ton of these e-bikes, so they can help you find out which one's right for you. I just think that most people, I would have a better time recommending to most people the lighter weight bike. I much prefer it from that 55-pound heavier Pivot Shuttle that I had previously ridden. That was a heavy bike. It just felt heavy. So what a great time to be a mountain biker. I think of people like my dad who don't have a lot of fitness and is getting old age. He would benefit from a bike like this. I think about people who are have time constraints. You know, they have to get to work early in the morning. They only have a very short period of time to ride. Boom, you can go cover a lot of miles on an e-bike. So I'm really glad that I took Chris up on this because I told him no a couple times. I'm really glad that I took the bike and I've had it for a week. I'm going to keep it for a couple more days too because I've had so much fun riding it and riding trails that I otherwise would avoid because they're too steep. I rode some very steep trails that just are a hike-a-bike on a regular pedal bike. You just can't pedal up them. This motors right up them. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe and like this video. 74% of my viewers are unsubscribed, which is crazy because I only posted 23 videos all year last year. That's less than one video every 2 weeks. So I'm not going to bombard you with a bunch of uploads. And I think my content is worthwhile if you're a mountain biker. So comment down below if you like e-bikes. I think at this point we're over the whole e-bikes are bad. I mean, look, every time I go on a ride, I see an e-bike. I just wave to them, say hello, be friendly, just like if they were on a normal, regular pedal bike, because we're all just having a good time mountain biking. I'll see you in the comment section for the next week, and look for my next upload in like 2 weeks. Thanks, guys.
You can try it. It'll probably have power.
Go for it, Kev.
It's a demo, no biggie.
Oh man, this trail with some water on it is so good. Spring rain makes for great Ghost Falls. Wow, that's fun. Dang. Yo, that was sick. The thing about this Moterra SL is I would say of the e-bikes I've ridden now, this feels the most like a trail bike. I just, you know, it's not too heavy and it fits me really well. I'm on a size medium and it just feels really good. Sheesh. I didn't know if I'd have enough speed or not. Oh, it's so sick. I mean, yeah, like I said, of the e-bikes I've ridden, it feels the most like a regular trail bike. Yeah. Wow, that was fun.